Before we begin tonight's story, I want you to gently settle in, wherever you are, in your bed, on your couch, or maybe listening with headphones in the dark. Take a slow breath in through your nose, hold it for a moment, and slowly breathe out through your mouth. Good. Let's do that once more. Inhale slowly and release. Tonight's journey is called The One Thing Ancient Bedrooms Had That Yours Doesn't. It sounds simple, but by the end of this series, you may begin to feel your own room differently. Before we begin, I'm curious. Right now, as you're listening, what city are you watching from? Let me know in the comments below. Sometimes just knowing where we are grounds us. Now, let's step backward in time. If you walked into an ancient bedroom, you might first think something was missing. There would be no mattress, no nightstand, no soft lamp glowing beside the bed, no white noise machine humming quietly. In fact, there might not even be a bedroom in the way you imagine it. And yet, there was something there. Something almost invisible. Something your modern room does not have. Ancient bedrooms were not silent. They were not sterile. They were not emotionally neutral spaces. They were alive, not loud, not chaotic, but alive. And this single difference changed everything about how humans slept. Tonight, we begin discovering what that one thing was. The modern bedroom is too empty. Your bedroom today is designed for comfort. Soft mattress, climate control, closed windows, dim lights, minimal sound. From a comfort perspective, it seems perfect. But from a biological perspective, something is missing. Because for most of human history, people never slept in isolation from life. Their sleeping space was not separated from warmth, presence, or subtle sound. Ancient bedrooms were integrated into the living environment, which means when someone went to sleep, they did not leave the world behind, they simply softened into it. The one thing, presence. Ancient bedrooms had presence, not decoration, not technology, presence. Sometimes it was the presence of fire. Sometimes it was the presence of other people breathing nearby. Sometimes it was the presence of animals resting close. Sometimes it was the presence of natural outdoor sounds drifting through. But rarely, almost never, was there total emptiness. Modern bedrooms often feel isolated. Closed doors, sealed windows, artificial silence. You're alone with your thoughts. Ancient humans were rarely alone at night, and that subtle difference changed the brain. Why presence calms the brain. Your nervous system is ancient. It evolved in groups. It evolved in shared environments. When the brain senses quiet presence nearby, it relaxes. Not silence, not noise. Presence. Think about the difference between sitting alone in a silent building and sitting quietly near someone else reading in the same room. The second feels calmer. Even if no one is speaking, ancient bedrooms always had that second feeling, even when no one was talking. Sleeping alone is new. For most of human history, sleeping completely alone was rare. Families shared space, communities rested together. Even in medieval times, it was common to share beds. Privacy at night is a modern luxury, but biologically it is unfamiliar. Your brain still scans for signs of life around you. Breathing, movement, subtle warmth. When it finds none, it sometimes stays slightly alert. This is why some people fall asleep easier when a partner is nearby, a pet is in the room, a fan is running, a podcast is playing softly. The brain relaxes when it senses presence. Ancient bedrooms never lacked it. The fire was more than heat. In many early sleeping spaces, a fire burned nearby, not roaring, just glowing. Even embers provided light movement and sound. That small flicker was a form of presence. It signalled safety. It signalled continuity. It signalled that the night was active, but controlled. Modern rooms switch off completely. Dark, still, static. Your biology expects subtle life. The subtle sound of others. In shared sleeping environments, people heard each other breathe, shift, turn over. These tiny signals told the brain, you are not alone. Nothing is wrong. We are still here. This reduced nighttime anxiety, even without conscious awareness. Modern silence removes those signals, and the mind sometimes fills the silence with thought. Presence reduced fear. Ancient humans lived in unpredictable environments, but their sleeping space felt socially anchored. Even when danger existed outside, the group created internal safety. Modern life is physically safer, but psychologically more isolated, and sleep depends more on perceived safety than actual safety. Ancient bedrooms provided that perception naturally. Your brain still wants it. If you have ever fallen asleep faster during a power outage, or while camping, or in a room with warm lamplight and soft sound, you've experienced the echo of ancient presence. It's not nostalgia, it's biology. Your brain remembers environments shaped over thousands of years. And this is only the beginning. Because presence was only one layer, ancient bedrooms also had rhythm, warmth, shared breathing, gentle unpredictability, environmental softness, all of which modern rooms try to eliminate. Ancient bedrooms were not empty, they carried presence. But presence was not just about fire, it was about people. Because for most of human history, sleep was shared, not occasionally, not as a special event, but as the default. Tonight, imagine this. You're not alone in your room. There are quiet figures nearby, not speaking, not moving much, just breathing, softly, in rhythm. That was the ancient night, and it changed how the brain rested. Sleeping together was normal. Families slept in the same space, children beside parents, siblings near one another, sometimes extended relatives. In colder regions, bodies were positioned close for warmth. In warmer climates, they lay near open air but still within hearing distance. Privacy was rare, solitude was uncommon, and yet sleep came. Not perfectly, not deeply every moment, but reliably, because the brain felt socially grounded. The nervous system is social. Modern science now calls this co-regulation. Your nervous system responds to the nervous systems around you. When someone nearby is calm, your body subtly mirrors that calm. Breathing synchronizes, heart rate lowers, muscle tension softens. Ancient humans didn't know the term co-regulation, but they lived inside it every night. A group resting together creates shared calm. One person sighs, another shifts gently. The rhythm spreads. The night becomes synchronized. Your brain evolved in that environment. Why total silence feels unnatural. Modern bedrooms often aim for complete silence. No sound, no movement, no disruption. But total silence can feel strangely alert. When the environment is completely still, the brain sometimes listens harder. Scanning, waiting. Ancient nights were never fully silent. There was always something. Breathing, crackling embers, wind against the shelter, distant animal calls. Not loud, but present. This low-level sound created familiarity, and familiarity reduces stress. Why some people sleep better with background sound. Have you noticed this? A fan running, rain sounds playing, soft storytelling in the background. It helps, not because noise is needed, but because presence is. The brain relaxes when it detects gentle continuity. Ancient shared sleeping spaces provided that naturally. Modern humans recreate it artificially. White noise machines are not new inventions. They are substitutes for what once existed organically. The fear of being alone at night. Even today, many people feel more vulnerable at night when alone, not logically, but physically. The body tenses slightly, breathing changes, thoughts grow louder. Ancient humans rarely faced total nighttime solitude. Even guards and watchers were within range of others. Sleep was communal, and that communal structure reduced nighttime fear, because danger shared feels smaller than danger faced alone. The role of body heat. Shared sleep was practical. Body warmth conserved energy, but it also created physical reassurance. Warmth signals safety, cold signals exposure. Modern bedrooms regulate temperature mechanically, but warmth used to come from living bodies. That kind of warmth carries subconscious reassurance. It says, we are still here. Micro movements and shared rhythm. When people sleep in the same space, their bodies adjust to one another. One person turns, another responds. The rhythm stabilizes. There's a quiet negotiation happening all night long. These small movements prevent stiffness. They also maintain awareness without anxiety. The body remains relaxed but responsive. Ancient shared sleeping was dynamic, not rigid. Modern sleep often aims for stillness, but stillness is not always natural. Why children often sleep better. Near parents. This pattern hasn't disappeared. Many children fall asleep faster when a parent is nearby, not speaking, just present. Their breathing slows, their body relaxes. This is co-regulation in action. Adults are not so different, but we are taught independence. We are taught to sleep alone. Biology does not fully erase that need for subtle connection. Shared sleep reduced overthinking. When you sleep alone in a silent room, thoughts echo. The mind fills empty space. Ancient nights were not empty. They were gently occupied. Even without conversation, the presence of others anchored attention. The mind did not spiral as easily, because attention was lightly grounded in shared life. Privacy is modern. Private bedrooms became common only in recent centuries. Before that, sleeping spaces were multifunctional. Rooms served many purposes. People adapted. They did not expect perfect isolation. With privacy came comfort, but also a new kind of loneliness, and loneliness affects sleep deeply. Even subtle loneliness increases alertness. The brain stays slightly watchful. Shared ancient bedrooms prevented that. The psychological safety of belonging. Belonging reduces cortisol. Belonging slows the heart. Belonging tells the brain, you do not need to guard yourself alone. Ancient sleeping arrangements reinforce belonging nightly. Modern life often separates us into individual rooms. The body adjusts, but slowly, and sometimes imperfectly. Why couples? Often synchronized. Sleep studies show that partners who sleep near each other often experience synchronized sleep cycles. Breathing patterns align. Heart rhythms subtly match. This is not coincidence. It is biological resonance. Ancient humans lived in constant resonance. The nervous system adapted to it, which means complete isolation can feel slightly foreign, even if we don't consciously notice it. Recreating ancient presence. You may not share a room with a group, but small changes recreate presence. Soft background audio, warm lighting before bed, a pet nearby, even open windows letting in subtle outdoor sound. These signals remind the brain it is part of a living environment, not a sealed container. And there's something even deeper. Presence was not just physical, it was emotional. Ancient nights often ended with quiet conversation, storytelling, shared silence, gratitude. There was emotional closure before sleep. Modern nights often end abruptly. Screens off, lights out, no transition. Ancient bedrooms offered transition, a slow descent into rest. Now we move into something even more subtle, rhythm. Because ancient bedrooms did not just contain people, they contained movement, not fast movement, not chaos, but gentle, repeating patterns. And the human brain loves rhythm. Before we go further, take one slow breath in and slowly let it go. Notice the rhythm of that breath. In, out. That simple pattern is older than language, and it is one of the keys to ancient sleep. The fire was never still. When early humans slept near fire, the light was not constant. It flickered, softly, randomly, but within a pattern, bright, dim, bright again. The glow danced across walls and faces. This flickering did something powerful. It created a slow, visual rhythm. Modern bedrooms often use static light, a lamp that glows evenly, or complete darkness. But firelight moved, and the brain responded. Studies today show that slow, irregular light patterns can gently lower alertness when they are warm and non-threatening. Ancient humans did not measure this. They felt it. Their eyes watched the glow fade and brighten. Without effort, without focus, the mind drifted with it. The sound of crackling embers. Fire does not burn silently. It breathes. It pops softly. It sighs. It settles. These sounds are unpredictable, but not alarming. They create what scientists now call low-level stochastic rhythm, which simply means natural, irregular repetition. The human brain evolved in these soundscapes. Total silence is rare in nature. There is always wind, water, breathing, movement. When the brain hears soft environmental rhythm, it relaxes. When it hears nothing at all, it sometimes listens harder. Ancient bedrooms were never empty of sound. They were full of gentle repetition. Breathing in the dark. When people slept in groups, breathing became part of the environment. Slow inhalations, soft exhalations. Over time, these patterns synchronized. You can experience this even today. Sit quietly near someone who is calm. Without trying, your breathing will subtly match theirs. This is biological alignment. Ancient humans lived inside shared breathing rhythms every night. It created safety without words. When everyone breathes slowly, the brain assumes safety. Because fear speeds breathing. Calm slows it. Wind against shelter. Whether in caves, wooden structures, or simple dwellings, there was always environmental movement. Wind brushing against walls, night insects calling, leaves shifting. These sounds were not threats, they were background continuity. The brain learns the difference between consistent environmental rhythm and sudden disruption. Consistent rhythm equals safety. Sudden silence can sometimes feel more alarming than soft sound. Ancient nights rarely had sudden absolute silence. There was always life continuing. The rhythm of light and dark, modern homes can be fully illuminated at any hour. Ancient sleep followed gradual light change. Firelight dimmed slowly. Embers faded. Darkness deepened gradually. This gradual transition matters. The brain prefers slow changes. Abrupt changes create alertness. Ancient bedrooms transitioned into darkness like a slow exhale. Modern rooms often flip a switch. On, off. The nervous system reacts to abruptness. It prefers drift. Why screens disrupt rhythm. Modern screens flicker at high frequency, bright blue light, fast image changes, rapid shifts. This is the opposite of ancient rhythm. The brain becomes stimulated, alert, activated. Ancient flicker was slow and warm. Modern flicker is sharp and cool. The difference is biological. One invites sleep, the other delays it. Heartbeats and proximity. When people slept close together, even heartbeats were part of the environment. You may not consciously hear another person's heart, but your body senses proximity, subtle vibration, subtle warmth. These microsignals calm the nervous system. Infants placed near caregivers regulate faster. Adults still carry this mechanism. Ancient bedrooms amplified proximity. Modern isolation removes it. The body as rhythm. Ancient sleep positions were not perfectly still. People shifted gently through the night. Small movements, repositioning. These micro-adjustments created ongoing rhythm. Modern beds encourage long stillness, but the body prefers gentle variation. Ancient sleep was dynamic. Modern sleep often tries to be static, but life is rhythmic, not frozen. Firelight and brain waves. Researchers studying firelight exposure have found something fascinating. When people sit near firelight in darkness, certain brain waves shift toward alpha patterns. Alpha waves are associated with relaxed wakefulness, a bridge state between alertness and sleep. Ancient humans entered this state nightly, without meditation, without effort, just by sitting near the glow. This is why watching a fireplace can feel hypnotic. It is not magic, it is memory. Rhythm reduces mental noise. When the brain detects steady environmental rhythm, it reduces internal chatter, because it does not need to scan constantly. Rhythm provides predictability. Predictability lowers threat perception. Ancient bedrooms were predictable in their unpredictability. The fire flickered, but it always flickered. The wind moved, but it always moved. The breathing continued, but it always continued. The brain relaxed inside that pattern. Why some people sleep better in storms. Have you ever noticed this? Heavy rain, distant thunder, and somehow sleep feels deeper, because storms create full-spectrum environmental rhythm, low-frequency sound, continuous movement. It mirrors ancient natural soundscapes. Your brain recognizes it and softens. Modern silence versus natural sound. Modern silence is artificial. Sealed windows, insulated walls, the absence of environmental texture. While silence can be calming in short doses, total sensory emptiness can feel unfamiliar to the ancient brain. The goal was never silence. It was gentle continuity. Ancient bedrooms offered continuity. Why monotony soothes. The brain relaxes with slow repetition. Stories told softly, the same patterns nightly, predictable transitions. Ancient life contained more repetition. Sunset, fire, gathering, rest. Modern life is irregular. Sleep time changes. Light exposure varies. Schedules shift. The brain struggles without rhythm. Ancient bedrooms reinforced it nightly. Your breath as ancient rhythm. Right now, you carry the simplest rhythm. Your breathing. In, out. If you slow it slightly, your nervous system follows. Ancient humans often sat quietly before sleep, watching fire, breathing slowly, not trying to meditate, just existing in rhythm. Sleep arrived naturally from there. So far, we've uncovered presence. We've explored shared sleep. We've felt the rhythm of ancient nights. Now we arrive at something even deeper. Warmth. Not just physical warmth, but biological warmth, emotional warmth, environmental warmth. Because the one thing ancient bedrooms had, that many modern ones don't, was layered warmth. And warmth is one of the oldest safety signals in the human brain. Warmth meant survival. For early humans, warmth was not comfort. It was survival. Cold meant exposure. Exposure meant danger. Danger meant alertness. When the body feels cold, it does not fully relax. Muscles stay slightly active. Breathing tightens. Sleep becomes lighter. Ancient sleeping spaces were built around heat sources, fires, shared body warmth, insulated walls made from earth, wood, or hide. Warmth told the nervous system something very simple. You're safe enough to power down. Modern bedrooms often prioritize cool temperatures, which can help deep sleep biologically. But emotional warmth is different from temperature control. Ancient warmth was alive. It flickered. It radiated. It moved across skin gently. That dynamic warmth is different from central heating. Firelight was emotional warmth. When humans gathered near fire, they weren't just heating their bodies. They were warming their nervous systems. The colour of firelight matters. Warm amber tones calm the brain. They signal sunset. They signal rest. Modern lighting is often bright white or blue-toned. These tones stimulate alertness. Ancient bedrooms glowed. They did not shine. That glow softened edges. Faces looked gentler. Shadows felt protective instead of sharp. The brain associates warm colour with safety, cool colour with daytime activity. Shared warmth and co-regulation. When people slept close together, body heat pooled. But something else happened. Emotional reassurance increased. Touch, even minimal touch, releases oxytocin. Oxytocin lowers stress hormones. Ancient shared sleeping naturally increased oxytocin. Modern isolation reduces that nighttime release. Even the proximity of someone nearby without touching can regulate the nervous system. Warmth from another body carries biological reassurance. It says, you're not alone in the cold. Cold and hypervigilance. When the body is slightly cold, it remains slightly alert. This is evolutionary. Cold environments historically required awareness. Modern homes are insulated, but many bedrooms are intentionally cool. Temperature alone does not disturb sleep, but emotional coldness can. A room that feels sterile, hard edges, flat lighting, no softness. The brain reads this differently than a room with texture and glow. Ancient bedrooms were textured. Stone, wood grain, fabric, animal skins. Organic materials hold warmth differently than synthetic surfaces. They feel less sterile, more grounded. The warmth of closure. Ancient nights did not end abruptly. There was transition. Fire settling down, voices lowering, movement slowing. This gradual closure warmed the nervous system. Modern nights often end suddenly. Screens off, lights off, silence. The nervous system is not given time to drift. Warmth is also about transition, a slow descent, not a switch. Why campfires still calm us? Even today, people gather around fire during camping trips. Conversation slows, voices soften, people stare into the glow. Something ancient activates. Stress lowers without instruction. No one needs to explain it. The brain recognizes the environment. This is not nostalgia. It is encoded memory. The human species evolved beside flame for hundreds of thousands of years. Your nervous system expects warm, flickering closure to the day. Warmth and the parasympathetic state. The parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for rest and digestion. It activates when safety is detected. Warmth accelerates this activation. Warm light, warm proximity, warm textures, all signal safety. Cold brightness signals alertness. Ancient bedrooms optimized parasympathetic entry without knowing the term. They simply built around warmth. Emotional warmth before sleep. Before sleep, ancient humans often engaged in shared quiet rituals, storytelling, reflection, prayer, soft conversation. These rituals created emotional warmth. The day closed gently. Modern nights often involve mental stimulation until the final minute. Then immediate darkness. Emotional warmth requires deceleration. Ancient nights provided it. Why heated blankets feel comforting. Modern humans sometimes seek weighted blankets or heated blankets. These simulate aspects of ancient sleep. Pressure mimics closeness. Heat mimics shared warmth. The body responds positively because it recognizes the signals. The nervous system relaxes under consistent, contained warmth. Ancient bedrooms provided both naturally. Warmth and memory. When you think back to safe childhood moments, warmth is often present. A lamp glowing, a blanket wrapped around you, someone nearby. Warmth is tied to memory and safety in the brain's emotional centers. Ancient bedrooms strengthened this association nightly. Over generations, warmth became synonymous with rest, modern brightness, and alertness. Bright overhead lights before bed stimulate alertness. Even dim white LED light is different from firelight. Firelight has a specific wavelength pattern. It reduces blue light exposure naturally. Ancient humans did not suppress melatonin with artificial brightness. Their biology flowed with natural cycles. Warmth and darkness blended gradually. The difference between cool and cold. Sleep researchers often recommend cooler rooms for deep sleep, and this is true physiologically. But cool does not mean emotionally cold. Ancient bedrooms were warm at the core, near fire, but cooler at the edges. This gradient allowed flexibility. Modern rooms are uniform, sometimes emotionally flat. Warmth in ancient bedrooms was layered, not constant, not mechanical, alive. The psychological effect of glow. A soft glow reduces visual sharpness. Edges blur. The brain perceives less threat. Sharp light sharpens perception, which can increase subtle vigilance. Ancient glow reduced sharpness, which reduced alertness gradually. Why evening ritual matters. Ancient humans did not rush into sleep. They approached it. Warmth increased gradually. Light decreased gradually. Conversation softened gradually. This layered descent warmed the nervous system. Modern routines often skip descent, and the brain struggles to transition. Your body still responds. Even now, if you dim lights early, use warm tones, slow down activity, you may notice a difference, not dramatic, but subtle. Your breathing slows, your thoughts soften. This is ancient programming activating. Warmth remains one of the clearest safety signals your nervous system understands. Tonight, we move deeper, not into the bedroom itself, but into the feeling inside it. Because the one thing ancient bedrooms had was not just fire, not just darkness, not just warmth. It was rhythm, a slow, steady, biological rhythm. And modern bedrooms have almost completely lost it. Take a slow breath in through your nose, hold it gently, and let it fall out slowly. Again, inhale and release. Good. Now imagine this. You're inside a small wooden structure, somewhere in early America, or perhaps even earlier, in medieval Europe. Outside, wind moves softly. Inside, there is no clock, no glowing numbers, no ticking sound, no schedule for tomorrow's 8 a.m. meeting. There is only rhythm. The fire doesn't burn constantly the same way. It shifts, softens, crackles, flares, settles. Your breathing unconsciously adjusts to it. Your nervous system syncs with it. And this is not poetic imagination. It is neuroscience. The human brain is deeply wired to synchronize with environmental rhythms. It's called entrainment. Your brain waves, your heart rate, even your digestion can sync with repetitive natural patterns. Fire has microrhythms, flicker cycles, low-frequency sound patterns, soft visual fluctuations. Your brain recognizes this as safe. Why? Because for thousands of years, fire meant protection from predators, warmth in cold climates, a gathering point for tribe, night security. When fire was present, danger was lower, so your nervous system relaxed. Now compare that to modern bedrooms. Air conditioner hum, constant mechanical tone, phone notifications, irregular sharp spikes, LED lights, high-frequency flicker, traffic outside, random bursts, no rhythm, just interruption. Ancient sleep environments were rhythm-based. Modern sleep environments are disruption-based. Your brain is still ancient, but your room is not. And this mismatch is subtle, but powerful. Take another slow breath. Let your shoulders drop. Now imagine the fire again, small, golden, breathing softly in the dark. Its light doesn't flood the room. It moves gently across wood walls, slow shifting shadows, nothing abrupt. Your pupils widen naturally in low light. melatonin begins to rise. Your body temperature drops slightly. Cortisol falls. There is no urgency. Ancient people didn't fall asleep instantly. They drifted. There was often a quiet period before full sleep. Anthropologists call it first sleep. Humans historically had biphasic sleep patterns. They would sleep for a few hours, wake briefly, then return to sleep. And during that waking period, they would sit near the embers, calm, not stressed, just present. No blue light, no stimulation, just warmth and rhythm. Now think about your modern waking at 2 a.m. What happens? You check your phone. Light hits your eyes. Brain thinks it's morning. Cortisol spikes. Sleep pressure disappears. The rhythm breaks. Ancient bedrooms supported natural waking. Modern bedrooms fight it. The ancient bedroom had natural temperature drop at night, dimming light by default, organic sound, social safety, fire rhythm, and most importantly, time moved slower. You were not racing the clock, you were inside it. Firelight produces low lux levels, very soft. Your circadian system evolved for that. Modern bedside lamps, often 10 to 50 times brighter. Your brain cannot tell the difference between lamplight and early morning sunlight. It reacts accordingly, but firelight, it signals safe night. Researchers today use firelight simulation therapy in some sleep labs. Soft amber flicker patterns, and people report deeper relaxation. Because the nervous system remembers. It doesn't remember consciously, but biologically. You carry thousands of generations of firelit nights in your DNA. Your brainstem recognizes it. The amygdala relaxes. The prefrontal cortex quiets. Your breathing slows. And when breathing slows, thoughts slow. Modern bedrooms are silent, but overstimulating. Ancient bedrooms were simple, but regulating. There is a difference. Silence without rhythm can feel empty. Rhythm without noise feels safe. Now let's talk about temperature. Ancient homes cooled naturally at night. Fire would die down slowly. Gradual temperature decline signals the brain to prepare for sleep. Modern thermostats. They keep rooms flat and constant. Your body never experiences the natural drop. Even a 2 to 3 degree drop can increase sleep depth. Your body wants contrast. Day equals warmer. Night equals cooler. Ancient people experienced this every single night, without trying. Now think of sound. Fire crackle sits around low-frequency, unpredictable but soft patterns. It masks sudden noises, so even if something shifts outside, the fire sound softens it. Today, silence plus sudden car horn equals stress spike. Ancient brain design. Constant, soft, natural noise equals safety. Sudden, unpredictable mechanical noise equals alert. And here is something fascinating. Studies show watching fire reduces blood pressure, heart rate drops, stress markers decrease, within minutes, even through a screen. Imagine the real thing. Dark sky, wood scent, heat on your skin, low amber glow. You feel smaller, but safer. And being smaller in darkness with fire feels grounding. Modern bedrooms try to remove discomfort. Ancient bedrooms balanced comfort with awareness. They were not perfectly comfortable, but they were deeply regulating. That is the difference. Comfort without rhythm does not calm the brain. Rhythm with simplicity does. Take a slow breath again. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine the fire shrinking, the glow dimming, the room cooling slightly. You wrap yourself tighter. Your body recognizes the pattern. Night is progressing. Sleep deepens. Slow wave sleep increases when environmental stimulation lowers gradually, not suddenly, gradually. Ancient nights faded slowly. Modern nights end abruptly with alarms. Your brain never gets full descent. Now here's something interesting. People camping often report sleeping better, even with less comfortable beds. Why? Natural rhythm exposure. Sunset equals dim. Campfire equals amber light. Temperature drop equals natural. No phone equals less interruption. Primitive bedroom conditions. Your biology recognizes it and settles. We think we need more comfort. But sometimes we need older patterns. Ancient bedrooms were not luxurious, but they were aligned with biology, aligned with light cycles, aligned with sound patterns, aligned with temperature shifts, aligned with social presence. Most ancient people slept near others, shared body heat, shared breathing rhythm, shared safety. Even that matters. Human breathing synchronizes unconsciously. It lowers anxiety. Today many sleep alone, in sealed, silent rooms, disconnected from rhythm. Now imagine this. The fire is nearly embers, soft red glow, room almost dark, you can barely see, your thoughts slow, no stimulation, no urgency, just warmth fading. This fading is important, because your brain loves transitions. Fire provides transition, screens provide shock, and your nervous system knows the difference. You're not broken, your brain is not defective, it is simply ancient, placed in a modern environment. That forgot rhythm. And tonight, as you rest, you can borrow a little of that ancient pattern. Dim the lights earlier, lower temperature slightly, add soft, consistent background sound. Avoid sudden bright screens. Let your room shift slowly. Let night unfold, not collapse. Ancient bedrooms had one powerful element, not luxury, not size, not softness, but rhythm. And rhythm calms the brain. Let your breathing become rhythmic now. Inhale, 4 counts. Exhale, 6 counts. Slow, soft, unforced. Imagine embers glowing faintly, the room cool, darkness full but gentle, your body sinking, mind drifting. The ancient bedroom was simple, but your nervous system still understands it, and as you drift towards sleep tonight, remember, your biology still belongs to the fire and rhythm and slow endings. Let the breath fall, let the shoulders soften, let the night continue. Tonight, we go even quieter, not into fire, not into rhythm, but into something even older. Darkness, real darkness. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Ancient bedrooms were not dim, they were dark. When the fire died, there was almost nothing left to see. No standby lights, no charging indicators, no street glow through thin curtains, just thick, surrounding night. And modern humans underestimate what that does to the brain. Your nervous system evolved under true darkness. For hundreds of thousands of years, darkness told your body it is safe to power down. Melatonin rises only in darkness, not dimness, not cozy lighting. Darkness. Even a small LED light can reduce melatonin production. Even light through closed eyelids can signal the brain. Your eyelids are thin. They are not blackout curtains. Ancient humans experienced a full visual shutdown every night. And something profound happens when the brain cannot see. The visual cortex slows, thought imagery reduces, mental chatter decreases, because vision takes energy. In fact, nearly 1/3 of your brain is connected to vision processing. When there is nothing to process, energy shifts inward. Your body prioritizes restoration. Now imagine this. The fire has gone out. The room is cool. There is no visible outline of the walls. You cannot see your hands clearly. At first, there is slight alertness, your ancient brain scanning. But then, nothing changes. No sudden flash. No movement. No screen glow. And slowly, the brain accepts. It is safe. In modern bedrooms, there is always something visible. Shadows from outside lights. Tiny blue LEDs. The soft glow of electronics. Your brain never fully lets go, because some part of it stays visually engaged. Ancient darkness created sensory simplicity, and sensory simplicity creates neurological rest. Now take a slow breath. Imagine total darkness, not scary, just soft, like warm velvet. Darkness in ancient homes wasn't threatening at night. Because darkness plus fire memory equals safety. Humans trusted night differently. There was no 24-hour productivity culture. Night meant rest. Today, night often feels like delayed daytime. Screens extend daylight artificially. Your circadian rhythm becomes confused. Your brain asks, is it morning? Is it evening? Should I be alert? Ancient darkness answered clearly. Sleep. There is something else. When you remove visual input, other senses sharpen briefly. You hear subtle sounds. You feel temperature shifts. You notice your breath. And this pulls you into your body. Modern light keeps you in your head. Ancient darkness brought you into your body. And sleep begins in the body, not the mind. Think about camping again. When you zip the tent and everything outside disappears, sleep feels deeper, even if the ground is harder, because darkness is complete. The pineal gland, a tiny structure in your brain, responds directly to darkness, not comfort, not mattress quality. Darkness. It releases melatonin. Melatonin does more than make you sleepy. It regulates immune function, cell repair, hormonal balance. Ancient bedrooms naturally supported this. Modern bedrooms accidentally suppress it. Now imagine the final stage of night in an ancient home. No fire, no conversation, no tools in use. Just breathing. Slow, steady breathing. Multiple people sometimes. A shared quiet. Shared warmth under thick blankets. Darkness wrapping everyone equally. No one checking the time. No anxiety about lost minutes. Just night unfolding naturally. Your brain evolved expecting that. Instead, modern bedrooms often include late-night scrolling, bright bathroom lights, digital clocks glowing, sudden alarm blasts, artificial temperature stability. It is not your fault if sleep feels harder. Your environment changed faster than your biology. But small adjustments can restore ancient signals. You do not need to live in a medieval hut. You simply need to recreate key cues. Darkness, gradual dimming, temperature drop, consistent soft sound, no sudden light spikes. The ancient bedroom was not perfect, but it was biologically aligned, and alignment creates effortlessness. Now imagine you are there again, the room invisible, air slightly cool, blanket heavy, your breathing slow, your heartbeat steady. There is no tomorrow pressing on you, no glowing numbers counting hours, only night, deep night. And when you remove visual stimulation long enough, the brain begins producing slower waves. Alpha fades into theta. Theta softens into delta. Deep sleep grows when stimulation falls gradually and fully. Darkness is not emptiness. It is restoration space. Modern humans often fear darkness subconsciously because we are rarely exposed to it. But your nervous system remembers it. It feels ancient, familiar, grounded. Tonight, if you can, reduce one light, cover one LED, dim things earlier, let darkness arrive before sleep, not after. Allow your room to tell your brain, the day is done, nothing more is required. Take one slow breath. Imagine complete night, soft, thick, gentle. Your thoughts moving slower now, less visual, more sensation, blanket against skin, cool air at your nose, exhale warm, inhale cool. Ancient bedrooms gave the brain something modern ones rarely do, full sensory closure, and in closure, the nervous system finally releases control. You're allowed to let go. You're allowed to disappear into the dark. It is safe. It has always been safe. Your biology still trusts the night. Let your eyes rest heavy. Let your jaw soften. Let the room fade. Tonight, we explore something modern bedrooms rarely have. Silence that wasn't silent. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Ancient bedrooms were quiet, but not empty. There was no electric hum, No refrigerator vibration, no distant traffic waves, no notification sounds waiting to interrupt. Instead, there were soft organic sounds, fire settling, wood creaking gently as temperature dropped, wind moving along the walls, occasional animal movement far away, breathing, human breathing. Natural sound is different from mechanical sound. Your nervous system knows the difference. Mechanical sound is sharp, predictable, constant. Natural sound is irregular, soft, layered, and irregular softness tells the brain the environment is alive, but not threatening. Your ancestors fell asleep to low-frequency sound, wind across grasslands, trees shifting, low crackle of embers. Those sounds sit in a frequency range that calms the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve controls relaxation. When it is activated, your heart rate slows, digestion improves, muscles release. Modern silence often isn't silence. It is thin, sterile, or suddenly interrupted. You lie down in a quiet apartment, but your nervous system remains alert, because the quiet feels artificial. Ancient quiet had depth. It had layers. Close your eyes now. Imagine you are in a wooden room. The fire is nearly out. There is no speech, but you hear a faint crack, a soft shifting of fabric, a distant owl call, wind brushing the walls, no urgency, no rhythm demanding attention, just gentle unpredictability. The brain relaxes more easily when sound has randomness. That is why white noise works, why rain sounds help, why ocean waves calm. Your nervous system evolved inside soundscapes like that. In ancient bedrooms, there was also shared breathing, multiple slow breaths filling the room. Breathing synchronizes humans. Studies show heart rhythms can subtly align when people sleep near each other. Your body senses others, not visually, but rhythmically. Even alone in ancient homes, the structure itself made sound. Wood expands and contracts. Stone cools. Air shifts. The night was alive. Modern bedrooms are sealed, climate controlled, sound insulated. The environment feels static, and static environments sometimes increase mental activity. Because the brain searches for input, ancient soundscapes gently occupied the subconscious, preventing overthinking. Soft sound gives the mind something to rest against. Silence with no depth can make thoughts louder. Have you noticed? In complete unnatural silence, your thoughts seem amplified. Ancient humans rarely experienced absolute silence. They experienced living quiet. Take another slow breath. Imagine wind passing through tall grass outside. You're safe inside. The sound does not approach. It moves away. Repetition without threat. Your body understands this pattern. There is something else. Fire crackle produces low rhythmic fluctuations. These fluctuations mimic certain brainwave frequencies. Some researchers suggest this entrains relaxation. The brain subtly mirrors external rhythm. So when ancient people slept near dying embers, their brainwaves slowed naturally. Modern humans sometimes use sleep apps to recreate this, but for thousands of years, it happened automatically. Also consider this. No sudden alarms. Ancient mornings began gradually. Birdsong increased slowly. Light rose slowly. Sound rose slowly. Your nervous system prefers gradual transitions. Sudden sharp noise spikes cortisol. Gradual sound increases feel safe. Now imagine the ancient bedroom at midnight. Everyone asleep. Only wind and embers. Breathing steady. One person shifts slightly. Fabric moves softly. Then stillness returns. Nothing demands attention. Nothing flashes. Nothing pings. Nothing vibrates. Your brain has permission to drift fully. Drifting requires trust. Trust requires predictable softness. Modern cities provide unpredictable sharpness. Sirens, engines, door slams. Even if rare, The brain stays slightly vigilant. Ancient environments were predictable. The same wind pattern, the same wood sounds, the same night animals. Consistency builds calm. You can recreate this. Soft, low, natural sound. Gentle airflow in the room. A fan on low, not loud. Just enough movement. Rain audio at very low volume. Not stimulation, just depth. Let your room feel alive, but not demanding. Now slow your breath again. Inhale gently. Exhale longer. Listen to your own breath. It is the most ancient sleep sound of all. Before houses, before walls, before tools, humans slept listening to breathing. Mother and child, family groups, shared warmth, shared rhythm. Your body still relaxes when breathing is slow around you. That is why guided breathing works. That is why calm voices soothe. Because rhythm regulates. Ancient bedrooms had something yours may not. A naturally regulating sound environment. Nothing digital, nothing sharp, only low organic rhythm. And rhythm reduces fear, reduces thinking, reduces effort. Sleep does not need perfection. It needs signals, darkness, temperature drop, rhythm, safety. In ancient times, sound signals safety continuously, not loudly, just softly enough. Tonight, if your room feels too silent, try adding softness, not volume. Softness, something that breathes with you. Let your thoughts ride on that sound. Let your mind anchor gently. Nothing to solve, nothing to fix, just wind, just embers, just breath. Your nervous system remembers this. It feels old, familiar, steady. Tonight, we explore something surprisingly physical, not sound, not light, not presence, but the ground itself. Take a slow breath in and release it gently. Ancient humans did not sleep on thick mattresses. They slept on straw, wool, layered cloth, animal skins, wooden platforms, packed earth. Their sleeping surfaces were firm, sometimes uneven, sometimes cool. And yet, many of them fell asleep quickly. Why? Because the body evolved on firm support. Your spine is designed to rest in neutral alignment. Very soft modern mattresses allow the body to sink deeply. Hips drop, shoulders tilt, lower back arches. This can subtly activate muscles during the night. Tiny stabilizing muscles keep working, even when you think you're relaxed. Ancient bedding, though simple, provided consistent support. The body didn't collapse into it, it rested on it. There's a difference. Now imagine lying on a medieval straw mattress. You feel the firmness beneath. It does not swallow you, it holds you. Your spine lengthens naturally. Your rib cage expands without strain. Your neck aligns with your back. When alignment improves, breathing becomes easier. When breathing becomes easier, sleep comes faster. Modern beds are engineered for comfort, but sometimes comfort becomes over-softness. And over-softness can create subtle tension. Not pain, just micro-adjustments all night. Ancient surfaces encourage stillness. The body didn't constantly shift to find the perfect position. It accepted the position. Acceptance reduces movement. Movement delays deep sleep. Now take a slow breath. Feel the surface beneath you right now, without judging it. Just notice. Does it support you evenly? Ancient humans also slept lower to the ground, close to the earth. Ground-level sleep reduces fear of falling. Your body relaxes differently when it feels stable. High beds are a modern invention. They create elevation. Elevation can subconsciously increase alertness in some people, but low sleeping feels anchored, grounded, secure. There is another subtle factor: temperature regulation. Firm natural materials breathe. Straw and wool allow airflow. Airflow prevents overheating. Overheating disrupts REM sleep. Ancient bedding rarely trapped heat the way synthetic foam can. Cooler sleep equals deeper sleep. Even today, studies show that slightly cooler rooms improve sleep quality. Ancient rooms were not climate controlled. They were naturally cool at night. Now imagine this: a wooden frame, a firm straw base, a wool blanket, cool air in the room, your body slowly warming the space beneath you. Not too hot, not too soft, just stable. Your muscles release, your breathing slows. There's also psychological simplicity. Ancient beds had no technology, no wires, no electric signals, no notifications, no blue light nearby. The bed meant one thing: sleep. Modern beds are often connected to stimulation: phones, scrolling, watching, working. Your brain now associates bed with activity. Ancient brains associated bed with darkness and rest only. That conditioning matters. When the body lies down, the brain anticipates what usually happens next. If stimulation usually follows, sleep delays. If stillness usually follows, sleep begins. Ancient surfaces were simple, and simplicity reduces decision fatigue. There was no debate about pillows, no adjusting mattress firmness, no changing sleep apps. The body lay down, and the night did the rest. Another hidden factor: firm surfaces increase natural pressure distribution. When your body meets resistance evenly, it relaxes more uniformly. Soft surfaces sometimes create pressure points that trigger subconscious repositioning. Repositioning interrupts sleep cycles, even if you do not remember waking. Now breathe slowly. Imagine your body supported evenly from head to heel. No sagging, no sinking, just steady support. Your spine aligned, your chest open, your hips neutral. There is calm in structural stability. Ancient people also often used minimal pillows. Neck alignment remained closer to natural posture. High pillows can tilt the neck forward. This affects airway openness, and airway tension affects sleep depth. Simplicity often equals alignment. Alignment equals relaxation. Relaxation equals sleep. Now imagine the night settling. You lie on a firm, breathable surface. Your body doesn't need to search for comfort. It finds it immediately, because comfort is simple. Your breathing deepens, your shoulders release downward, your legs grow heavy. The surface beneath you does not move. It does not shift. It quietly holds you. And sometimes that is all the nervous system needs. Not luxury, not plush softness, just dependable support. Ancient bedrooms provided that reliability. Predictable surface, predictable temperature, predictable darkness, predictable silence. Predictability reduces anxiety. Modern life often removes predictability, but you can recreate parts of it. Even small adjustments help. A slightly firmer mattress topper, a thinner pillow, a cooler room, removing devices from the bed. Tiny changes, ancient principles. Your body still remembers them. Now take one last slow breath. Feel gravity gently holding you down. Feel the surface supporting you upward. Between gravity and support, you float in balance. Nothing to adjust, nothing to solve, just steady rest. Take a slow breath in, hold it softly, and let it go. Ancient humans did not have sleep trackers, no bedtime reminders, no blue light filters, no alarms scheduled for tomorrow morning. And yet, their brains knew when it was time to sleep, not because of a clock, but because of ritual. Ritual is repetition with meaning, and the ancient world was built on repetition. Every evening followed a pattern. The fire was lowered, food was finished, tools were put away, animals were secured, doors were latched, voices became quieter, movements became slower. The body began recognizing a sequence. Sequence becomes signal. Signal becomes safety. Safety becomes sleep. Modern life often removes ritual. We move from bright screens to bed in minutes, from stimulation to silence without transition. The brain doesn't receive a gradual signal. It receives a sudden stop. But the nervous system prefers gradual descent. Ancient evenings were slow descents. Imagine a medieval village at dusk, the sky turning amber, work fading, footsteps slowing, wood stacked beside the hearth, the final sparks of the day drifting upward, children growing quieter, adults speaking in softer tones. No one announced bedtime. The environment did. The ritual began hours before sleep, and that long runway mattered. Your brain needs cues, predictable cues, when the same series of small actions happen nightly. The body starts releasing melatonin earlier, cortisol lowers sooner, heart rate begins to settle before the pillow. Now breathe in slowly. Imagine a repeated rhythm. Every night the same steps. Wash hands, tidy space, dim light, sit quietly, lie down. No variation, no surprise. Predictability calms the amygdala, the brain's threat detector. When there are no surprises, there is no reason to stay alert. Ancient life was dangerous during the day, but night brought containment. Doors closed, fire contained, community gathered, safety confirmed. Only then did the body allow itself to soften. The ritual wasn't decorative, it was biological. Even today, children fall asleep faster with bedtime routines. Bath, story, dim lights, same order, same tone. Adults are no different, but we forget. We scroll instead of ritualizing. We stimulate instead of slowing. Ancient humans had fewer options, fewer distractions, and because of that, more consistency. There is another layer, communal synchronization. Entire groups slept around the same time. The body feels safer when others are also resting. In ancestral times, staggered sleep existed, but within a shared rhythm. Now imagine this. You sit by a small fire. The light flickers lower. Someone adds one final piece of wood, not for warmth, but for comfort. There is a quiet understanding. The day is ending. No one debates it. No one resists it. The ritual flows naturally. You stand, stretch slowly, lay out bedding, lie down. The brain has already begun shutting down long before you close your eyes. That's the power of gradual ritual. Modern neuroscience confirms something fascinating. The brain loves closure. Open loops create tension. Unfinished tasks create alertness. Ancient evenings often included closure behaviors, tools cleaned, animals counted, food stored, work visibly completed. Completion signals safety. Safety allows sleep. Today, many people carry unfinished loops into bed. Emails unanswered, notifications unread, mental to-do lists running. The brain stays partially alert. But imagine closing small loops each night, writing tomorrow's tasks down, physically turning off lights, saying a quiet phrase like, "The day is complete." The words may seem simple, but repetition creates neural association. Association builds habit. Habit builds automatic sleep readiness. Now take another slow breath. Inhale calm. Exhale the day. Ancient people also engaged in storytelling at night. Soft, repetitive narratives, familiar myths, stories told many times before. Repetition reduces novelty. Reduced novelty lowers alertness. Surprise keeps you awake. Familiarity lets you drift. This is why gentle, predictable sleep stories work so well. Your brain doesn't need to solve them, it simply follows. Another subtle ritual, fire watching. The rhythmic movement of flame, light rising and falling. Ancient eyes absorb that rhythm, the brain synced to it. Today, candlelight can recreate a small part of that effect. Slow movement, soft glow, no sudden change. The nervous system relaxes through rhythm. There is also the ritual of posture change. Ancient humans often shifted from active sitting to reclining gradually. They didn't collapse from chair to mattress in seconds. They transitioned. Transition reduces shock. Your body likes bridges, not cliffs. A ritual is a bridge between day and night, between effort and rest, between thinking and drifting. Now imagine designing your own ancient-inspired ritual. Simple, repeatable, gentle. Perhaps lower lights at the same time, turn off screens 30 minutes before bed, wash your face slowly, sit quietly for 5 minutes, breathe deeply, lie down, same order every night. At first it feels intentional, later it becomes automatic. The brain begins releasing sleep chemistry at step 1, because it remembers what comes next. Ancient brains trusted patterns. Modern brains crave them too, but rarely receive them. Now picture the final moments in that medieval room. The fire nearly embers, the room dim, soft wool beneath you. No conversation, no light shift, no sound change. The ritual complete. The body knows. Sleep is not forced, it arrives, like a familiar guest, expected, welcomed, unrushed. Take one more slow breath. Notice how your own body feels, perhaps slightly heavier, perhaps slightly quieter. Ritual is not complicated, it is consistency. And consistency tells the brain, you are safe. Tonight, we gather everything. The fire, the darkness, the rhythm, the surface, the ritual, all the quiet elements that ancient bedrooms held, without ever calling them sleep hacks. They did not analyze sleep, they lived inside it. And when you place all those elements together, something powerful appears. Not a trick, not a shortcut, but a formula, a simple human formula. Safety, softness, slowness, synchronization, simplicity. That is what ancient bedrooms had, and that is what modern rooms often forget. Take another slow breath. Imagine stepping into an ancient sleeping space one final time. The door is closed, the fire has been lowered to embers, the air is cool but not cold, the walls are thick, the sounds are distant and softened. No sharp light, no sudden noise, no glowing screens, just low warmth and steady shadow. Your brain immediately registers something. There is nothing to solve here, nothing to respond to, nothing to prepare for. Modern bedrooms are often full of subtle stimulation. Tiny LED lights, street glow through curtains, phone vibrations, artificial brightness. Even small light changes can tell the brain, stay alert. But ancient darkness was complete, and complete darkness triggers melatonin more fully. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone, it is a safety signal. Darkness tells the body, the world is quiet. You can release control. Now picture the surface beneath you. Not overly soft, not aggressively firm, just grounded. The body slightly supported, muscles not fighting to stabilize, not sinking deeply either, just resting. There is something important here. Ancient sleep surfaces required micro-adjustments, tiny shifts, small movements, and these movements prevented stiffness while still allowing relaxation. The body stayed gently engaged, not collapsed. Modern ultra-soft mattresses can sometimes create a floating sensation. Floating feels unstable to the nervous system. Grounded feels safe. Grounded feels real. And safety is the foundation of sleep. Now imagine the temperature. Slightly cool air. Warmth only from the fire's remains. Your body cools naturally at night. Ancient environments allowed that cooling. Modern heated rooms sometimes block it. The brain falls asleep more easily when the body temperature drops slightly. Ancient bedrooms aligned with biology without trying. Now listen carefully. There is rhythm. The faint crackle of embers, the distant wind, someone breathing nearby, animals shifting softly outside. Nothing sudden, nothing sharp, just predictable background life. Your nervous system loves predictable sound. Total silence can feel unnatural, but chaotic sound creates alertness. Ancient soundscapes were steady, low frequency, soft, continuous. Today, many people recreate that with white noise or rain sounds, not because it is trendy, but because your brain remembers that rhythm. It remembers that steady background equals safety. Now imagine ritual layered into this environment. The fire lowered the same way every night, the bedding arranged in the same order, the same corner of the room, the same posture, the same time after dusk. Repetition builds neural certainty. Certainty reduces vigilance, and reduced vigilance allows deeper sleep cycles. Ancient people often slept in two segments. First sleep, a quiet waking period. Second sleep. But even during that waking time, there was no stimulation, no bright light, no tasks, just soft presence. That prevented stress hormones from rising. Modern midnight awakenings often trigger anxiety, clock watching, phone checking. But in ancient life, waking briefly was normal, unthreatening, part of rhythm. When something feels normal, it stops being stressful, and stress is the enemy of sleep. Now breathe in deeply. Imagine combining all these elements: darkness, warm embers, cool air, grounded surface, soft sound, predictable ritual, community nearby, no artificial light, no endless thought triggers, just environment supporting biology. The ancient formula was not about perfection. It was about alignment between environment and nervous system. Modern life often misaligns them. Bright light after sunset, mental stimulation before bed, isolation, inconsistent timing, overheated rooms, unpredictable schedules. Each small mismatch adds friction. Ancient bedrooms reduced friction. They did not overstimulate. They did not surprise. They did not demand. They simply allowed. And the brain relaxed, because there was nothing to fight, nothing to anticipate, nothing to solve. Now picture yourself slowly recreating just one element. Maybe darker curtains, maybe dimmer lights, maybe a short ritual before bed, maybe cooler air, maybe soft, steady sound. You do not need to recreate a medieval hut. You only need to reduce modern noise. Your nervous system is ancient. It still responds to the same cues. It still relaxes near warmth. It still softens in darkness. It still trusts repetition. It still seeks safety. And safety is the true secret behind deep sleep. Not supplements, not gadgets, not extreme optimization. Safety. When the brain feels safe, it powers down. When it feels uncertain, it stays half awake. Ancient bedrooms were not luxurious, but they were predictable, contained, communal, warm, dim, rhythmic, and biologically aligned. That is why they worked. Now imagine the final scene. You lie down near fading embers, the ceiling above barely visible, the room quiet, breathing slow, the day complete, no artificial glow, no unfinished loops, no sharp transitions, just gradual descent, your heartbeat steady, your body cooling, your thoughts slowing. Nothing dramatic, nothing sudden. Sleep arrives not like a switch, but like mist, soft, gradual, natural, and you do not chase it. You allow it. Take one last deep breath in and let it go slowly. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed. If you're still listening, let your attention drift. Remember, the one thing ancient bedrooms had that many modern ones don't was an environment that whispered to the brain, "You're safe here." And when the brain believes that, sleep becomes effortless. Now let the story fade, let the embers dim, let the darkness hold you, and rest.